Erfani, and today is Monday, October 20th, 2025. We are going to have more and more news regarding a region in the world that is very problematic and, of course, very sensitive. I am talking about Latin America, which is a label that is used for talking about South America, Central America, and the Caribbean region. So all the countries that are in that era, we are talking about almost 20 countries, are right now under pressure that is unprecedented. Because as you know, the flow of immigration toward the United States, toward Canada, is almost cut because of this new policy of the Trump administration. Many immigrants who were in the United States working are being deported to their countries, and we shouldn't forget that the immigration in the United States and for these countries of the Latin America had a very vital function in economy of this country, because these people who were working in the United States, they were generating money and they were sending money, and we are talking about a few $billions per year, and that was a kind of help, a financial help for those countries, for millions of people over there. And thanks to that, they were somehow able and capable to live and to survive. So not only there is no more this financial source, but also many people are deported to those countries, and the economy in some of this country is going down right now, and they are going to have a kind of economic crisis. So we are talking about poverty, unemployment, criminality, because when the poverty starts effectively to increase, parallelly we have also all the social problems that will go up. So that's why right now many of these countries are having some change or shift, and the United States is planning to use this opportunity for some imperialist and colonialist project. So we can talk about Venezuela, which is more and more right now on the crosshairs of media, as here, for example, this is a very interesting article from El País in Spain, talking about CIA activity against Venezuelan leaders revives specter of U.S. interventionism in Latin America. We should know that for many decades, United States were having direct intervention and involvement in the political life of these countries by the coup. We don't forget the case of the Chile with Pinochet and the company. So we know that the United States wants to back to that role, right? It wants to dominate again the political fate of these countries. And as I told you, we are talking about 20 countries over there at least. So that's why we have effectively a lot of news right now regarding the Latin America, those countries in that region. First of all, there are more and more conflictual exchanges between Colombia and the United States, and the president of Colombia is telling to Trump this: Colombia was never rude to the United States. but you are rude and ignorant towards Colombia. I am not a businessman like you. I am a socialist. I believe in help, common good, and common benefits for humanity. This is the difference. This is the discrepancy between some of these countries and what we have in the United States. Another one is this Zionist agent. This is an agent of Mossad, of Israeli agent, who wants to become the president of Venezuela. And of course, the corrupted Nobel Prize Committee gave her this valueless prize, Nobel Prize, Nobel Peace Prize, which is right now without any real value, because we know that the committee is completely under influence of the Zionists and so on. So she's trying to invite the United States to bomb his country, to attack militarily her country, so that she can become, president over there, and of course make a lot of services and benefits for the master United States. So these kind of people, like her, are getting prepared to come to power thanks to the CIA and many others. Another cases, very interesting too, it's happening right now in Ecuador, right? As you can see, it is said military police are disappearing people from their homes. Operation Condor, the famous operation of making the opponent disappear in Latin America. Operation Condor has returned to Ecuador. Our president, who's actually an American born in Miami. Let me show you the guy is here. This guy, Daniel Noboa, another Zionist. He is effectively born in the United States. He has been raised here. He has been most probably recruited by the CIA or something like that. And right now, he's president of Ecuador. He's a son of a businessman who has the link with the Israeli companies, for example. So what they are doing is effectively bringing the people out of their homes, making them disappear somehow or homeless, so that the land can be used for creation, for building a U.S. military over there. So, which means that right now we can see the aggressive policy, aggressive strategy of the United States regarding this region, Latin America, South America, Central America, and Caribbean region. So what's happening is this one. Those countries are in a serious economic downturn, right? Very soon we are going to have economic crisis, acute economic crisis over there, with, of course, social and political consequences. We are going to have social unrest, social uprising over there, and of course, many of these regimes cannot really hold over there. So once these countries are in war effectively, there would be again a huge flow of migrants toward North America, right? From South America, from Central America toward the North America. And what is going on is that United States is acting somehow proactively, we can say. It's a proactive strategy. Instead of waiting so that they come, I don't know how many millions of people having lost everything in Latin America that is sunk in war and social turmoil, they will come to the United States. So before that, United States is going to them, and that's why we have effectively sending a lot of military forces to surround Venezuela, and most probably planning to target that country in order to occupy the land or something. And today we got also something very strange, which is preparation of CIA operation within Mexico, right? So which means that from now on, even this country, Mexico, is one of the target of the military operation, we can say, or paramilitary operation by the United States. In Bolivia, we have another Zionist that is coming at power. This guy, who is supported by the Jewish community of Bolivia and by the Zionist network, international Zionist network, could win effectively the presidential election, and has announced effectively that he will be beside the United States to get the democracy return back in Venezuela. So from all of this, we can conclude easily that something big is getting prepared in Latin America, in South America, in Caribbean region, in Central America. And the United States is getting ready in order to use this opportunity for expansionist, imperialism, colonialist project, and it will go there, and it will try to take over the main natural resources of those countries, in Ecuador, in Venezuela, and Bolivia, because many of these countries have the huge resources of oil and gas, and the United States wants to take over all of this. So we can see that with the American economy, the US economy going down, Trump administration is getting ready for going toward the distraction and also the transfer of internal crisis toward outside. I think with the model that we have in the Middle East, which means what Israel is doing to all the countries around it, Syria, Lebanon, West Bank, Gaza, we can see that the same model is getting reproduced here by the United States, which means that the White House is thinking, if Israel is able to dominate all the countries around and do whatever it wants, bombing any countries around him in Lebanon, in Yemen, in Syria, West Bank, Gaza, so why not? Why not us? Why not the United States? We must have the same aggressive attitude, dominating attitude regarding Latin America, regarding South America, Central America, Caribbean region. So that's the reason for which I think we are going to have a serious turmoil, a serious crisis, many conflicts, and most probably an all-out war in Latin America. This is something in which the United States will be hugely and deeply involved, and it could be one of the zones in which the international crisis, the international conflict that will be finally developed into the Third World War will get prepared and feeding effectively everything that's necessary to have this World War III across the board. This is one of the region where effectively will be going toward a serious military conflict, and it can be almost the same thing in the Middle East very soon, also for the Russia and Ukraine. And in South Asia, we are going to have almost the same thing for China and Taiwan. So as you can see, with the downfall of the empire, right? I am talking about the Abrahamic capitalism, right? Abrahamic capitalism means Western capitalism hijacked by Zionism, right? With the downfall of that, of course, they don't want to be sunk. They want to make the both, right? Which means the world sync with themselves. So we have to be attentive about everything that's happening, because it's heralding something extremely bad and ominous. And that's why I think our vigilance, our awareness is extremely important right now, following the news with an analytical tool, analytical model, so that we can understand what is behind the news that the outlet news of the system are trying, to give us. We should be very attentive about that. We are going to talk about this much more in the coming videos. Thank you very much for watching this video.